Next, we will move on to our fourth presentation. Let me introduce Dr. Jang In-kwon, advisor to KISR. He studied fishery biology at Busan University for his doctoral degree, and for the first time in Korea, he developed Biofloc technology at NIFS, and he successfully commercialized it. And as part of the ODA project, he successfully implemented project in Sahara Desert, and he is actively participating in Kuwait project even now. And his presentation today is status and prospect of Biofloc technology for shrimp farming. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jang In-kwon.
The speakers introduce about the social and the political aspects in the aquaculture. But I would like to shortly introduce the status and the prospect of biofloc technology for the shrimp farming in Korea. The biofloc technology, which is the typical environmental, the friendly aquaculture method, together with the RAS, can remove nitrogen compounds by microbial activities and significantly reduce discharge of the nutrients to environment. BFT has been developed by the National Institute of Fisheries Science since 2001, and then implemented to commercial shrimp farms since mid-2000 in Korea. The biofloc technology is currently applied to more than 70 indoor shrimp farms and some of freshwater fishes culture. Because biofloc technology is basically no or limited discharge and environmentally friendly aquaculture practices, these farms are continuously extended. What is the biofloc technology? Bioflocs consist of a variety of bacteria, fungi, microalgae, detritus, and other suspended organisms. The bacteria in bioflocs consume the toxic ammonia for their metabolic process, resulting in the minimizing the discharge of the culture water to the environment. As you can see, the white dot is each cell of heterotrophic bacteria. There are three pathways to remove toxic ammonia in culture system. In all culture, the practices, ammonia built up, the toxic ammonia built up from the metabolism of feed is the most important, the limiting factor for increasing the production. There are three main processes to remove ammonia. The first one is the algal uptake, and then second one is nitrification. These two pathways is very typical and dominant in most traditional aquaculture the systems. But the third one, the bacterial assimilation, called heterotrophic pathway, this one is dominant in biofloc system. But the three pathways are not independently present and then exist as a mixotrophic condition. In the autotrophic pathway, the autotrophic bacteria can transform the toxic ammonia into the nitrite, and then nitrogen gas, which is very well known and familiar to us. But this process goes very slow in culture system. Over time, the nitrite and the nitrate can accumulate in culture systems. So, to facilitate the nitrogen removal, the water should be exchanged and then nutrients discharged to environment. But in the heterotrophic or the biofloc condition, the heterotrophic bacteria can transform toxic ammonia into the amino acid, which is the construct, the bacterial protein. Because this process requires the ammonia and then organic carbon, the sludge is not or limited discharge to environment. This is a simplified formula of the heterotrophic pathway, the biofloc pathway. The heterotrophic bacteria can assimilate or transform the toxic ammonia with the organic carbon into the amino acid, which a component of the bacterial protein based on the CN ratio 15. For example, if you provide 15 molecules of the carbon, the bacteria can remove 1 molecule of ammonia. If you provide the 15,000 molecules of carbon, the bacteria can remove 1,000 molecules of nitrogen, the ammonia. So the toxic ammonia can be unlimitedly removed as long as the organic carbon is added. The Biofloc technology has advantages in many aspects in aquaculture, high production and then the high immunity, high food safety, high biosecurity. For example, the production can be increased up to the 10 to 30 times higher than the traditional pond method. And then the high biosecurity the pathogen cannot be introduced into the culture system. And then the high food safety, because of the technology should not use any antibiotics. And then high immunity. For example, in PO activity can be increased up to 300% comparing to the traditional method. Water discharge is only 5% comparing to pond method. And then the feed can be reduced up to 20%. And then the land use is 3 to 10% only comparing to traditional pond method. All these data are based on the performance of NIFS during 2009 to 2014. Shrimp farming, farm shrimp, the production in Korea is not too big, only the 7,000 metric tons last year. Of this, approximately 10 to 15% are produced from the indoor biofloc farms. The indoor farms which applied with the biofloc, the method, in 2014 it was 27 farms, but now last year we have 78 farms. The average production was 2 kg per square meter in 2014, but now it is 4 kg. The average farmed area is 2,000 square meter in culture area, the surface area. The price of live shrimp is 18 to 22 US dollar per kg. It is pretty expensive, pretty higher. But it should be live. It should be live. Because the Korean consumers love the live shrimp. They can harvest 2 to 2.5 times per year. The outer farms supply with the semi-BFT method, and then they can harvest once a year. The indoor biofloc farms are mostly located in the coastal area, about 80% in the coastal area. Then they are using the natural seawater, but the inland farms account for 20%, and then they use the groundwater or modified water. The greenhouse is constructed, covered with 2 or 3 layers of the plastic sheet for insulation in winter season, and then which is supported with a very strong structure to resist storm and typhoons in summer and then autumn season. During the summer and autumn season, we are very, very strong, the typhoon. And then grow-out tank. This is typical, the grow-out tank. Mostly raceway type is 300 to 800 square meter, but rarely circular or square types, constructed with the concrete HDP or P sheet, and then equipped with the heating system. This is one of the most important the facility in the greenhouse because we have to maintain at least 27 or 28 degrees Celsius all year round, all the year round. This is typical the raceway type, the Biofloc shrimp farm, which is the 800 square meter in each tanker. You can see. You can see it looks very healthy and fresh. This is the most important for the shrimp producers, the economic aspects. The most of the family farms are profitable, but largely different between farms, depending on their management experience and skills. In average BFD farm, which is based on 4 kg per square meter of shrimp production, and the 2 crops a year, and then 16 to 20 US dollar per kg of the sale price, and then 2,000 square meter culture area. This is a basic scenario. And then they can get the net profit of 128,000 to 160,000 US dollar per year. Not too bad, not too bad. It's because of this is not too big scale. Only 2,000 square meter in culture area. Gross revenue, shrimp sale is 256 to 320,000 US dollar. The major limiting factor of the unprofitable farms has these problems: unsustainable production due to poor experience and skills, and then unstable supply of post larvae because the post larvae are produced in spring season only, once only in Korea. And then in the other seasons, we have to import from the other countries. And then some farms has some disease outbreaks. This is a prototype of a Biofloc shrimp production system in commercial scale, which is constructed in the NIFS. This prototype in NIFS has been used for the training and the technical transfer for private farmers. Actually, this prototype, this facility gave significantly contribute the development of the commercialization of shrimp farming during the last decade. The NIFS, National Institute, has provided the 1 month training course for shrimp producers since 2007. Every year we invite the farmers and then gave a training service. This portal is one of the profitable, successful small shrimp farm. It's not too big. They have 6 greenhouses like this inside. Dawon shrimp farm in Ganghwa Island, and then another successful one in Incheon. This one is one of the big scale. Dawon B's shrimp farm is one of the big scale shrimp farm in Incheon. These are some photos of the indoor shrimp farms. But as you can see, it's not too big scale. Most are not small, the medium scale, and then they operate by the family. And then some of the photos in the Seocheon, Seosan, and then Sacheon, and the Gosong. Looks very delicious. As I say, the shrimp is cooked with the live shrimp, live. So the Korean people love the shrimp barbecue with live shrimp. It's a taste and then the texture of the live shrimp is totally different from the frozen one. conclusion, in terms of the indoor biofloc, the shrimp production, the Korea, which has 70 shrimp farms, Korea is the most technically advanced country in the world because of the long cold season and the high demands of the live shrimp. That's why Korean developed the biofloc technology very well. In Korea, the introduction of the biofloc technology to shrimp farming has greatly contributed for reducing environment impacts and then preventing pathogen transmission in the last decades. Most biofloc shrimp farms are family-run in scale and economically profitable. It is expected the BFT technology will be further extended to apply for other fish species as well as shrimp production in future. Thank you very much for listening.